the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone is the body responsible to protect and promote human rights of every Sierra Leonean and everybody in Sierra Leone. So, our act, the Human Rights Commission Act of 2004, Section 7 is very clear that we have the mandate to protect and promote human rights in Sierra Leone. So we came into office in April of this year. Since we came into office, we've been doing several things, amidst the huge challenges that we met, but we have been able to achieve so much. There are several of them that we have done.
The Human Rights Commission has 9 functions, and one major function has to do with public awareness raising. And since we took over, one of the things, including our original, so which we did was which we're still doing, has to do with engaging government stakeholders and also the population in general. You have to look at it from the point of view that the state has its own responsibility. One has to do with human rights protection, respect for human rights, and fulfillment of human rights. So over the past months, since we came, we've been engaging appropriate stakeholders to see to what extent are they making efforts at the level of government to make sure that human rights issues are addressed.
We came with a bang. We came to make a difference because all of us had at some point had interactions with the Commission before we had come here. So we knew what we wanted to do, and we wanted to make a positive change in the lives of Sierra Leoneans. So when we came, we firstly came to make sure that people understand what is our mandate, what we do. And we are each assigned to different directorates. So my directorate was the Directorate of Complaints, Investigation and Legal Services, which means that we look at complaints that people bring to the Commission. So if a public official has violated your rights, you come and report to us. So my directorate is the one handling those complaints.
Over the years, for the Commission to be able to achieve that mandate in reaching out to everybody in Sierra Leone, we know there are regional places in Sierra Leone. So it was thought fit that if the Commission is to really uphold that mandate by reaching everybody, then it has to decentralize. It has to reach out, it has to establish offices in those regions so that the services of the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone will also be available in the regions.
We are an evidence-based institution. So that's why when we say the department, the Directorate of Monitoring and Research, we visit prisons, we visit correction centers, for a more suitable term. So we work closely with correction officers and correction department. We work with the court because we monitor court sittings. We also monitor police cells, and we work closely again with the police in terms of reminding them of the need to have a fine balance between enforcing the law and respect for human rights, particularly within a democratic society in the 21st century.
According to our mandate, we are supposed to review existing legislation and report to government. We contributed significantly in the recent Sexual Offence Amended Act, which the Commission now has the mandate to produce an annual report to Parliament. Since we took over, we've done approximately 110 sessions in terms of raising awareness. And we have one strategy in which we want to catch them young. We've also been engaging schools in that.
Even in areas where we do not have an office, we try and go around using the issue of mobile complaints. So we met what we call mobile complaints, where we go around to communities where there have been a lot of reports. So instead of them having to come to our office, which involves a lot of cost to them, we go there and do public education and engage them.
When we came into office, we realized that the early campaigners have been actually just about the rights of people in Sierra Leone. So we know that several people will claim their rights, but they will not actually demand, or they will not give in their responsibilities. They will not own up to their responsibilities. And those rights, every right, there is a corresponding responsibility. So we have been actually very active in that area, raising awareness, that in as much as we have your rights, and as the Commission, we have the responsibility, we have the mandate to protect and promote your rights. But we also have the responsibility to tell you that in order to enjoy your rights, you have to ensure you do what is actually expected of you as a Sierra Leonean.
For the whole of last year, we had over 300 complaints that were handled. And that's an increase from what was happening before we came into the Commission. So these complaints were against public officials, some were against private individuals and what have you. But our policy was, if you come here, you need to seek redress. Even if you're not a public official, we will see how we can intervene on your behalf. We won't go through the formal proceedings, but we will at least contact the people so that we can get you redress. because at the end of the day, anybody who comes to complain needs to know that their complaint has been heard and it's been investigated. So we've done that.
Most of the people who do ask the questions, how do you get to know about the commission? Either through people or either through the radio programs organized. And then also we have a very robust communications unit where whatever work is done by the commission, we try to popularize it. And I believe that a lot of people are now accessing the commission following the fact that they are looking at the things we do and they're also seeing positive results coming out of our intervention.
The services of the commission is felt more also at the regional offices. If we can go to statistics, the regional services is responsible for more than 60% of the success story of the commission, because whatever is done at headquarters is being replicated in the region.
We have done a lot differently. What we have done within this building, like the directorate for which I provide oversight, every day we have a record keeping system of human rights violations across the country.
People are depending on us to hold public officials accountable. They're depending on us to ensure that we promote and protect human rights in Sierra Leone. And even we don't restrict ourselves to within the borders of Sierra Leone. If there are Sierra Leoneans, like we had a case in Nigeria, we intervened, we called the Sierra Leone embassy in Nigeria. If there are issues of deportees in Sierra Leone, we got involved, we contacted our foreign affairs here. We also got involved in contacting the foreign affairs even in the US.
We are not office commissioners. But sometimes people say to me, you know what, if you see the chair herself is in the field, why should I be sitting here? We are very proactive. I mean, most of our interventions, we just don't leave it to the staff members. We just don't stay at policy level. We go down to the field, collect the reliable information, and then we engage the appropriate authorities. We went to Kenema prisons and we asked a simple question. How many of you in these prisons do have lawyers? Or how many of you have had a day in court? And then we had this guy just coming up to say, Madam, I've been here for 12 years and I've never entered the court. And that's a gross human rights violation. So had we not gone to that prison, for somebody who's been there for 12 years and had to be rescued by the commission, these are all the things we look at.
I have a case from 2008, June 2nd. I gave me a case from 1998 to 2019 when I be the central prison first. This organization here, to be good evidence in UNDP, but they will still not handle it. So na Kenema, they for transfer me, and they for do me case. But since I'm for them transfer me now, I left Sayana now last year now from 2018, Common Central. So this organization here, then go inside this human rights organization. So then go inside they call all man, come in and be once a prove inside it before they make them. So from there, I go my case, I put my case across the human rights organization, people like Commissioner Yaja, Udamami, and others. So I call them, put my case across to them, they take us serious, and then promise me say this case, they take us serious, they put them before the big one and then the boss there, then we will deal with the case. So they don't go tell me say well now they will free me. They say but they will push the case across. So that time I will get me freedom. And from that time then from since I get me case from 2008 I go jail. I never get help and this organization here and this human rights organization and count this help for me. Yeah, and did what they tell me then do then ensure me say they don't do and then Mr. I get my liberty up to now. I tell God thank you. I tell her thank you for what they do for me.
We are very, very displeased with such institution because we believe that it's a gross violation of human rights. You know, yes, the law says everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So the due process should be followed. So we had to ensure that we take it up with the relevant stakeholders, including the Chief Justice and also the DPP. So he himself got up from his office and then he went down to Kenema, engaged the prison authorities, and at the end of the day, this guy was released.
One of the reasons for the establishment of the commission is to make a provision where if anybody feels aggrieved, if you feel that your human rights have been trampled upon, if you have been abused or you have been violated, there should be an outlet to put out your grievances, and that is why the Human Rights Commission was really established. So if the office was not established in Kenema, for somebody to come to Freetown here to make a human rights complaint, it would have been a huge burden on our people.
We want to ensure that we come so much hard on the issue, like I told you earlier, the economic right of people.
Sierra Leone has been assessed twice at international level, and we are at A accreditation for the 2 assessments made at international level. And this new set of commissioners, and I'm sure that we are not going to sit down and allow us during our own term to go down the ladder. So I want to just clearly state that human rights is the collective responsibility of all. It's not a one man's business. If you know there are issues that have the potential to affect the enjoyment of rights, it is your responsibility also as a citizen to forward such to the commission. Because we said just now, we cannot be everywhere. And of course, we are not everywhere. So it's a collective responsibility, all hands on deck, for us to maintain our status.